Welcome back to another episode of the RB Leipzig Career Mode here on FC25, where today we're going to get through a lot of action, and we actually have a lot of action to really start the episode off here. We have Manchester City in the Premier League second game there after we beat Aston Villa 3-2 there. Off camera, I did sim past Heidenheim and Mainz, in which we won 7-2 on aggregate there on both of those games combined. We have Bayern Munich in the league right after this, and then we obviously have Valencia in the Champions League, which we should be able to sim through, honestly. And then we have Proven Munster, which we should be able to sim through as well. But again, we are trying to win everything in this final season. So we're going to start off here against Manchester City at home. If you are enjoying the series, leave a like, subscribe. FC26 content coming soon for y'all. Erling off target. Pedro Porro. Ryan Cherky into Omar Mamouche. And Manchester City are down behind, and it's their former players score against them, 1-0. And Erling Haaland takes out Dominic Soulsby from behind. It could be, it's not going to be, but it easily could be a red card for Erling Haaland, and that would be comical. It is just a yellow, though. Dominic Soulsby, Ryan Cherky, Omar Mamouche off target. Felix Amecha, that's not the ball I wanted to, but it might work out still. It's Omar Mamouche. If we can score a second here, put a strong favors for the second half. Omar Mamouche, it's a foot save and off of the crossbar in halftime, 1-0 up. Haaland might be through here. It's going to be a Chavidi into Erling Haaland, and the first real attack of the second half will amount to nothing. This game has been boring. I haven't said a word since this half started, in all honesty. And Haaland's going to be onside, and that's going to be off of the crossbar. Dominic Soulsby out of nowhere in the second half. It's 2-0. Erling Camavinga, Chevalier saves. Erling chips the keeper. Will get a consolation goal, 2-1, but we'll still win. And Mark Gahey is out for 3 months with a broken toe. We're actually going to jump to simulation here against Bayern Munich. We already won the league twice. We don't really need to win it again. But we obviously do want to win everything, so we do need to win again. So there's that. But we are perfect record so far, 5 for 5. And Bayern Munich took the lead in the first 10 minutes. Okay, then. I say I don't care, but we are going to jump in because we are losing 1-0 in the 76th minute here. Manu out wide to Ryan Cherky. If we score now, this is just comical. Ryan Cherky, he's going to cut in. He's going to look to find Hollaback, and Hollaback on his left foot. No, Nemecha can't get there. Hollaback, Marmouche is there, and Marmouche has some real estate to him. The defender step back, and Mr. Marmouche makes it 1-1. Perfect record might be gone, but the undefeated record stays a 1-1 draw against topside Bayern Munich. Champions League game here against Valencia can remain a perfect 3 for 3 in the competition. We can. Ryan Cherky and Hollaback on the score sheet as Kai Havertz scores for Valencia, and we remain perfect in the Champions League 3 games in. And we are going to go ahead and simulate through here against Proven Munster here in the lineup. And we use a rotated team. Chevalier starts in net alongside Pedro Porro, but we have Castello Jr., Kubarsi, and Fingrafe as the rest of the back four. Nemecha and Guendouzi coming in the midfield. Elliott and Waneri, Openda and Antonio Nusa as our attacking and cam options in this game here. And this should be an easy win in all honesty. And there it is, Luis Openda scoring in the back of the net already. And Luis Openda gets his second of the day, making it 2-0. And we are through to the next round of the cup, beating Munster 2-0 there. Borussia Dortmund outlashed on Stuttgart, winning 5-1 there. Wonder, do we have our next round opponent already? We do, and in fact, it is Borussia Dortmund in the round 3 of the DFB Pokal. So a tough game in that competition already. As far as the league goes, we are looking comfortable in there with a 3-point gap on Bayer Leverkusen, Bayern Munich, and Borussia Dortmund, all tied on 17 points there. Pretty much perfect. I mean, it is the same exact record. Just the only thing is the goal difference and goal scores and all that stuff there. As far as the Champions League goes so far, after 3 games, we remain perfect alongside Borussia Dortmund and Real Madrid. Next up for us is going to go ahead and be Juventus in the league. Juventus in Champions League, yes. We'll get past Celtic. We'll get past Borussia Dortmund in the league, and then we'll play against Juventus in the Champions League as well. So let's get to that. And we remain perfect in the Champions League, beating Celtic 3-1. And so we beat Borussia Dortmund in the league 1-0. We beat don't even know who that is. I can't know who that is. 3-2 in the league as well. What team is that? It's Dusseldorf. I thought it was something like that. I just wasn't sure. And yeah, so we are on an undefeated streak for the entirety of this season here. We have not lost a single game yet so far this season. In fact, I think we've only drawn maybe one game. No, we drew 2 games. We drew against Augsburg and Bayern Munich, and that is it. 2 games, winning everything else there, and now we are playing Juventus in the Champions League. It's us and Real Madrid as 2 other teams undefeated so far in the league. Let's get to it. Here we go. Juventus versus RB Leipzig. Solskjaer quickly into Omar Mamouche. And Omar Mamouche to open up the scoring. 2 minutes in, 1-0. The Champions League, we won it this season. It's a great start. And Drake, 1-1, no. Hollaback into Mamouche. And Omar Mamouche to make it 2. It is 2-0. And RB Leipzig 2-0. Oh, and halftime 2-0. Was I muted during this whole game? I hope not. Prestiani blocked by Kubarsi, and Savinho is wide. Omar Mamouche. 3-0 for Juventus, and we will jump to result here. And our first loss of the season comes against Freiburg, an 84th minute winner from Ural in the DFB Pokal here in front of the giant yellow wall. And Lautaro Martinez is in behind. Lautaro Martinez trying to take the lead. De Ligt from behind. Won't be able to stop him. 1-0 for Borussia Dortmund. Ryan Cherky into Omar Mamouche against Schlotterbeck. Schlotterbeck caught stabbing at it. Cheers, EA. Omar Mamouche gets taken out. The referee doesn't call anything. Referee, are we blind? Into Hollaback. And Hollaback. 1-1. Dominic Sosabai, cross comes in, Felix Nemecha, Kobo punched it up in the air. Dominic Sosabai, Felix Nemecha off of the crossbar that time. Kubarsi, Sosabai, crossed in, Marmouche headed away, Kobe Mainu heads it down. Lautaro against the run of play, 2-1 for Dortmund, they take the lead. Marmouche into Hollaback, and Mr. Hollaback 2-2. Solskjaer, Marmouche is through. Marmouche is wide open here. And Omar Mamouche should possibly win it here against Borussia Dortmund. It's 3-2, and we take the lead against the Dortmund Giants. Jeremy is in behind to level things up here. 88th minute in, it's 3-3. We get corner counter attack this time around. And we're level here. Is it straight to pins? Please tell me it's straight to pins. I don't want to play extra time. I can't be bothered. Ryan Cherky. Omar Mamouche. The winner! Omar Mamouche! It don't matter what there is after this because it's not happening. RB Leipzig are through to the next round of the DFB Pokal. Omar Mamouche with the last second winner. 4-3 against the yellow wall. And we are into the round 4 of the competition, knocking off a giant team in the way. Game over. Advancement to the next round. We're simply just going to sim to January 1st here. Starting off with the massive game against Bayer Leverkusen, in which we win 4-1 there. Champions League here against Inter Milan. We remained perfect, 6 for 6. A 3-1 win against Inter Milan. And so we sim a bit further deeper into it as well, not just January 1st. That follows there as well. We do lose to Hoffenheim, so we do lose our second game of the season. But other than that, it's win after win after win after win. And now in the Champions League, after 6 games, we are 6 points clear with 2 games left to go, which means we actually cannot even mathematically get knocked out into the playoffs. So we are top 8 no matter what, because Lyon is in 11th at 9th, and they can only get to 17. We're already at 18, so we are guaranteed top 8 football there. So the Champions League we don't have to worry about. The Bundesliga we realistically have to worry about, but don't also have to worry about. Borussia Dortmund and Bayern Munich are level there as well. They're having just as an insane season as we are as well. So there is that interesting there. And then the DFB Pokal, which we will end today's episode off here against RB Leipzig versus Wolfsburg, where we have Mainz versus Freiburg, Augsburg versus Köln, and Bayern Munich versus Union Berlin, all in the quarterfinals there. So without further ado, let's actually skip past the Champions League game because they don't matter. Can we remain 8 for 8 though is a real question. Against AZ, we win 4-2 there, so we're 7 for 7. Can we go 8 for 8 against Paris Saint-Germain? We sure as hell hope so. And can we go 8 for 8 in the Champions League? The answer is no. We lose on the final game day of the league phase. Does not matter. A 2-1 loss there. So that is interesting to see for that. But now we get to play Wolfsburg in the DFB Pokal to close out this episode. And here we go. Wolfsburg versus RB Leipzig. And Mark Gay, he's back in the starting lineup. Nemecha, Cerny, Amakio, 1-0. No, off target. And Dominic Sojabai, can he get it up and over the wall? He can. Can he get into the back of the net? He can. Dominic Sojabai. There was a big reason why we signed him with for his free kicks. It's 1-0 for RB Leipzig. Mecha, Paredes, 1-1. They draw level. Omar Mamouche spins off the defender, and Omar Mamouche to take the lead back. It's 2-1. RB Leipzig 2, Wolfsburg 1. Dominic Sojabai, a little bit of open space here into Ryan Cherky. He'll cross it in just behind the attacker of Omar Mamouche. Mecha will win it. Dominic Sojabai back out wide for Ryan Cherky. Ryan Cherky's going to try and take it himself, and what a shot that is. What a goal that is. 3-1 for the boys. Dominic Sojabai. Questionable actions from the keeper in all honesty, but we will absolutely take it. 4-1 here, and we are to the semifinals of the DFB Pokal here. I mean, what is the keeper doing here is what I really want to know. The keeper is in no man's land, and that is full time, semifinal bound. And so when we come back, the round of 16 in the Champions League knockouts will start and commence here. But first, I'll show y'all off on the playoffs. Arsenal knocked down Borussia Dortmund. Inter knock off Benfica. Atletico Madrid take down Sporting. Leverkusen take down Aston Villa. Some strong strong lineups in these playoff rounds here. Celtic knock off Napoli. PSG knock off Feyenoord. Valencia get through against PSV. And then Bayern Munich knock off Juventus, which leaves a round of 16 like this. Celtic versus RB Leipzig. So we get the Scottish side in Celtic, which we already beat this season in the league phase there. Bayern Munich versus Real Madrid, Leverkusen versus AC Milan, Atletico Madrid versus Frankfurt, Arsenal versus Lyon, Valencia versus Besiktas, Paris Saint-Germain versus Manchester City, Oil versus Oil, and then Inter Milan versus Barcelona. We will also have the DFB Pokal semifinal as well. In tomorrow's episode, we are taking on FCS Mainz, where Augsburg are taking on Bayern Munich. So more than likely, RB Leipzig versus Bayern Munich in there. We are also crushing the league. We sim more games there, winning 3-2, 3-1, 3-0. We sit top of the table here, 6 points now clear of Borussia Dortmund. So we are starting to kind of get close, or not get close. We're trying to stretch that point gap there against us in Borussia Dortmund now. So that is interesting there. I'll see y'all tomorrow for round of 16 and more action in there. Leave a like, subscribe, and peace out.